Hello, everybody. My name is Victor, and welcome to the Victory Forge. Today, I'm going to be recreating the scene where Mewtwo escapes from the lab.
They're outside.
We're losing power in the containment chamber!
I'm going to be making all of my models using the FlashForge Dual Extruder Inventor printer. And as you can see, not only did I make the model for Mewtwo, but I also made a lot of the detail work for the lab using the printer. Once the models have finished printing, the next step is to remove the printing supports and rafts that help the models during the printing process. For some models, this is very easy, and for others, it can be a little more tedious. For this project, I used the box to help me get my scale, and then I used styrofoam to carve the major structure pieces like the platform and the bunker room. But the majority of this model was my 3D printed accent pieces and greeblies, as you can see here. Once I had my general idea for the layout of the lab, I could go ahead and get started painting Mewtwo himself. Now, Mewtwo was really fun to paint, including painting the orb and his eyes with the glow-in-the-dark blue paint. With painting done on Mewtwo, his platform, and several of the other computer consoles and details, it was time to go ahead and start assembling the lab itself. For this next step, I scoured the internet searching for some appropriate backgrounds to use on my control room, the main platform, and the walls and floors of the lab. I then printed them out and glued them in place using Mod Podge. With the walls and floors complete, I could turn my attention to the inside of the control room. The inside of the control room is going to be a busy place. It will not only feature these several consoles with glow-in-the-dark paint, but it will also include these glass sliding doors and the head of the project, Dr. Fuji himself. With the major components of the control room completed, the boss and his Persian watched as I was able to start assembly, gluing the consoles, the cards, and the lighting fixtures into place. For outside the control room, I had these industrial lampshades, but on the inside, I went through the process and made a fluorescent light fixture for the control room. Now that the control room is starting to take shape, it's time to concentrate on the rest of the models. The next step in the process was to figure out what to do with my light string. The beginning of the lights were inside the control room, and I knew at the end I wanted to have my 4 industrial lampshades. So the middle of this light string really dictated the layout of the lab. With the lighting system taken care of, I could then focus on the cloning vat. For the cloning vat, I used the top of a Gold Peak sweet tea bottle because it had the shape I was looking for. I then was able to mark where I was going to have the pieces exploding in Sharpie and cut them out to look like debris. Now, the top of the cloning vat is going to feature all of these different tubes that would come down and attach to Mewtwo inside of the cloning vat. With the overall structure and debris scatter figured out, the next step was to create the cloning vat liquid using a 2-part epoxy resin. After getting my initial resin mixed up, I used some blue ink to tint the whole thing blue, and here is where I really started to make a mess. While waiting for my resin to dry, I took the opportunity to finish up any other small details, touch-ups, and to fix up any pieces of the lab itself. With the resin pieces now dry, I can add them to the diorama, scatter the debris floating in the wave, do a few final touch-ups, and then stand back and take a look at what I've done. that just about wraps things up here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on The Victory Forge.